right, we are live.
Welcome to the Monday Motivation with Eric and Friends podcast with your host, Eric F. King, featuring world-class speakers, coaches, and consultants. Join us every Monday as we dive into empowering conversations that motivate, inspire, and educate entrepreneurs. Kickstart your week with valuable insights that help you not just survive, but thrive. This is your go-to podcast to start your week strong and live your best life. Let's make Mondays the fuel for your success journey.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Motivational Monday. We are super excited to be here with you. I have here with me Leah Garcia and Annie Asong, and they are going to share incredible value with you today as usual. So we meet here every single Monday at 7 a.m. Eastern time. All right. So if you're here today for the first time, welcome. And if you're returning, good to see you again. So definitely put your comments in the chat. Just say hello, hi from wherever you are. Okay. Today, we are going to talk about work-life balance for busy professionals. All right. And that is, a topic that I think we all think about from time to time. First of all, is it even true? Is there such thing as work-life balance? We're going to talk about it, right? So, obviously people have different opinions, right? I don't meet with my speakers to discuss what we're going to talk about. No, I just let them speak about what they speak about, right? Because they are all experts, right? And we can all learn from each other. So get ready to hear from our incredible speakers. Definitely put in the chat where you are zooming in from today so we can shout you out. That's very important. And then later on, we'll even take your questions. All right, we'll take your questions. All right, so let's get started. Our first speaker hails out of California, where it is 4:02 in the morning. Can you believe how excited she is that early in the morning? But you know what? She is not the average person. She is a superstar. She is an extraordinary human being. That's why she's able to decide to wake up this early to build her business and help people, because that's what she does. She helps people. All right. She is known as the dynasty builder because she helps people with their dynasty, with their finances, right? If you want to make money, if you want to invest money, all things money, you want to go to Leah Garcia. She's the one that will help you. And she has a great ebook that you also want to download. So find that. Also, let me just tell you before I bring her up, she is also a third-degree black belt in martial arts. Now, people say, well, Eric, what does martial arts have to do with dynasty building? Everything, because it means that she is disciplined, she is hardworking, she doesn't give up, right? And that's the kind of person you want to work with. So without stealing our thunder, let me go out to my good friend, Leah Garcia. The floor is yours.
Happy Money Monday, champions. Thank you so much, Eric F. King of Collaboration. I am so excited. This is an incredible topic. How do we have work-life balance for those busy professionals? Is it even true? Does it really even exist? You know what T. Harv Eker says? We don't have to have an either or. He says we can have our cake and eat it too. Because otherwise, what is the cake for, right? To sit there on the mantle and just watch it deteriorate? No, we are intended to have our life and life abundantly. So I'm going to give you 3 golden nuggets on how to have that work-life balance. Number 1, stop choosing and start designing. I call it the 7 F's. You can have it all in their faith, family, finance, fitness, fun, philanthropic, because I believe that givers gain, and food. Because listen, have you noticed food is costly these days, and good nutrition fuels us. We absolutely need that. You can have a thriving career in your family. You can build wealth and make memories. You can be successful and present, but it doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. And most people drift into imbalance. Listen, if you want true balance, it's not yoga, okay? Go to yoga, do yoga, but it's not going to be in your work life. Successful people decide what their life will look like. If you're always choosing between your work and your life, you didn't build a life, you built a tug of war. Listen, you can have it all, you can be it all if you schedule it in. I call it the 4 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Are you preparing? Are you preparing properly? Are you organizing your life? Are you just winging it? Number two, you don't have a time problem, you have an energy leak. This one is big. I know this is hard, but listen, I didn't come here to bring you rainbows and puppy dogs. I came here to give you the real deal. There are people who are stealing your time. There are conversations that are not making you feel good. There are things you're saying yes to that you know you should be saying no to. High performers don't just manage time, they protect it like it's gold. Energy is expensive, and some of us are overspending daily. Some people aren't busy, they're just overcommitted to doing things that don't move their life forward. I know that's a hard one. Okay, but we can do this. Number three, when work and life compete, you lose. You have to allow them to collaborate. Work and life were never supposed to be enemies. They should support each other. Listen, my precious, beautiful grandson, 7-year-old grandson, he knows that he means the world to me. However, there are times when he knows Gam Gams is going to work. Gam Gams has to go take a call. Gam Gams has to go away from the Lego master for a moment, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to help another family because he knows that's important to me. And I think that you can understand, you can communicate to that to your children. And it teaches him that something powerful, that work has a purpose and family is a priority, and both can coexist. It's not an either or. Balance isn't splitting your life in half and let's making sure both sides know what matters. Your family doesn't need all of your time. They need your presence when you are with them. Work-life balance is not about doing less or finding things more hours in the day. It's about designing your life intentionally, protecting your energy fiercely, and building a life where work and life support each other. There's a quote by Stephen Covey that says, the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Build a life your family gets to benefit from, because if you have to wait until retirement to enjoy your life, that's not building success. We're delaying living. And with that, I cannot wait to learn from the rest of our brilliant speakers. And I hand it back to you, Mr. Eric.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. What a way to start the week. I'm so excited every time I introduce you, because I know you are going to give us the best way to start the week. So appreciate those golden nuggets. I have taken a lot of notes here, and we're going to keep moving. So I want to welcome Coral from across the pond. She is here with us. We have Eric Doby here from Hartford. Welcome. Good to see you. Dr. Harish, I hope I pronounced it correctly. Welcome, welcome. Natasha, welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you. Abdullah Amir, good to see you. Good to see you. We have, let's see, Sarah's here. Cynthia Richards, good to see you. Thank you. She actually wrote out the 3 golden nuggets. Appreciate you. All right, all right. Welcome, everybody. Olushala, good to see you. Good to see you. All right, folks. So definitely put your name in the chat, just like the others folks have done, and I will shout you out. All right. So now we are going to go from California. We're going to go all the way across the pond to London, England, to hear from our next speaker. This gentleman makes people famous. Now, how would you like to be famous? Now, I'm not talking about actor or actress famous. I'm talking about your business is famous, right? What you do is famous, right? I was talking to a lady just a few months ago, and I said, I'm going to put you out there, right? Because she's speaking on my stage. And she said, I want to be out there, but I don't want to be out there. And I'm like, what does that mean? I mean, look, you got to be proud of what you do. You got to be proud of what you do. You got to be willing to talk about it every day. You got to be willing to stand on the rooftops and on mountaintops and say, this is what I do. This is how I help people. And that is what this gentleman does. He helps you become well-known on LinkedIn. He helps you become a well-known author, and he puts you out there. All right. So without further ado, my good friend, Annie Usong, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eric. Thank you for your kind words as well. Always humbled by the way you introduce us. Thank you for your kind words. My friends, this is a simple one, but it's a difficult one. It's a simple one. If you want an easy life, it's simple. Do nothing. If you want a good life, that's where it gets a bit complicated, this work-life balance thing, right? You can't do nothing because it will ruin your mental health. It will ruin everything. Like, you can't build wealth, and nothing will work. Right? You can't be happy if you do nothing. So let's start there. Now, there's something Eric said right at the beginning, which I may challenge, I may question. You know, this busy professionals. Oh, you know, are you busy, or are you being productive? You know, are you delivering? I'm saying there's difference, right? You know, and so maybe let me start there. I don't think any of us want to be busy. You know, we want to be doing what we want to be, what we're meant to be doing. We want to be taking the right steps. We want to be efficient, effective. And also want to, whilst have an impact. It's all of that. I think that when we seek to do all those things, we must look after our well-being. And I said, I had a friend, and it wasn't the only one, to be fair. I'd say, I've had friends who are scared to work. Oh, I can't commit because I might get burned out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And they say this over and over and over and over. That's my point about being busy. Don't be that person. Don't be the busy fool. Be the person who's productive, who's doing the right things that you need to do. And if you look after your well-being, then you won't have to worry about burning out. It can be done. As Queen Leah said, as Eric mentioned, it's not about having 50-50 in life and work. Your work is more often than not is going to take up more of your time. I love when Queen Leah said it's about being present, at all times. You see, even when we look at our work, my friends, I think the thing I will say to you is that for me, I've realized, having work-life balance is partly about what you think. That's number one. Then it's about how you work, and then it's about how you rest and play. You must build all those things into your life, right? And when I say it's about how you think. Look, if you wake up every day and say, "Oh, I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm overwhelmed, I just can't cope," you're gonna feel terrible, and that's gonna make your work harder, right? Don't pretend the stories you tell yourself affects how you feel and affects your health. So look at it a different way. Look, we get to do exciting things every day. We get to impact lives. Remind yourself of that. So that gives you an energy, to do things, to take those opportunities to actually impact people's lives. That energizes you. Unless you get to work energized, excited, keen, and knowing that this is what you want to do, it's going to be a drag. It's going to be a drain on your resources, right? And so the one big thing when it comes to draining our resources is fear. If you are not confident in what you do, whether that's because that's your start or your experience. If you think this is going to be difficult, it's going to be terrible, God, no, the world's not going to help you, right? You need to get to a place. I found a place where you can work with ease, fun, and flow. The stories you tell yourself affects that. You have to be truly. You're lucky to do what you do. You're grateful to do what you do, and approach it that way. Don't bite off too much. Just the way embrace the opportunities you have to work. Many people don't get to work, and they're destroyed. Right. So the second thing I would say to you is, when you do get to work, my friends, don't be busy. Work smart. Work smart. Work smart. There's tools these days. There's technology. Embrace technology. Anything that can do routine tasks helps you. Don't ignore them, right? And so rather than saying you're busy, and rather than count how many hours you work, I worked 18 hours yet again, right? Don't be that person. Work out how to make the hours count, not count the hours. Right? You can do a lot more in a shorter time if you really think about it and you get efficient. Look, Just work smart means many things to many people. But again, if you're excited about what you do, if you create a system, everyone we wake up and we're in chaos. What am I going to do today? I don't know. Atomic Habits tells you quite simply: create a system, have a routine. Turn up every day and do little bits. Don't aim to do big things all at once. Do little bits, and you find that you have a day to enjoy it. So the last part we talked about this last week, which is give yourself gratitude. Give yourself credit when you do good work, and end of every day, give yourself that acknowledgement. I've done well. I've done good work today. And enjoy your time. Spend time with family. Spend time relaxing. Spend time doing what you enjoy. That's how you get work-life balance. And of course, sleep. Yeah, sleep. I'm just saying, Queen Leah, come on now. They have to sleep, right? They're human. They have to sleep. And then come back and do all again tomorrow, my friend, with excitement and joy. Eric, I give you the mic, my friend.
So funny. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're watching Queen Leah as you say sleep. Now, the Queen Leah doesn't believe in sleep. Sleep. That, no, that's what people are.
Sleep is for the weak, is what I say. Sleep is for the weak. We don't
Yeah.
need
Yes, so yeah, but yes, folks, you should sleep. Okay, you should sleep because I can see someone getting off this call and said, Queen Leah said you can't sleep, so I am not sleeping. I am not sleeping ever again. No, you want to definitely sleep. Okay, so appreciate that, Eddie. Oh, that was powerful. That was so powerful, powerful. Thank you so much. We have a lot of new people joining. Okay, so we have Jackie's here. Welcome, Jackie. She put some comments here. Let's see, Mehmet, welcome to the call. Man, we have so many people. Some people still haven't put anything in the chat, Joe. So I want you to put something in the chat. Just tell us where you're zooming in from. Like nothing spectacular. You don't have to think too hard. Just say good morning from and tell us where you're zooming in from. All right. Let's see. Weimar, good to see you. All right, so we're gonna keep the momentum going. This is great information, and I'm gonna share some more information with you that can really help you in business and in life. That's what we do. We help you here in business and in life. First of all, let me just say that it's a myth, right? It's a myth that we don't have enough time in a day. People say all the time, "Oh, Eric, I don't have enough time in a day. My days go by so bad. Like you don't understand my life, Eric." I'm like, look, everybody has 24 hours. Everybody. Okay. So it depends on how you use your 24 hours. What are your priorities? So I have a friend who I've known for many years, and he's big on these series. I think there's one called 24 Hours, the series where you watch one and then it goes into the next one and it goes into the next, and he loves those things. And like, Eric, you need to watch this series. You need to watch this series. So one day he said, well, Eric, why is it that you never watch them? Like I always tell you about. I said, because I don't want to get hooked. I have too much to do. Look, I'm a full-time entrepreneur, which means I determine what I do 24 hours. So if I got hooked on series, I could be watching them all day. And that means I'm not getting paid any money because nobody sends me a paycheck at the end of the month, right? What I make is basically what I do, right? So imagine if I get hooked on a series. They're going to take the house. I won't be able to pay the mortgage. My kids will all have to will be pulled out of college. I mean, so here's my point. Don't focus on things that will just waste your time. Scrolling on Facebook. Like, look, my team and I post every day on 6 different social media platforms, but I don't sit there watching people's videos all day. I do productive stuff and put them out there, but I'm not sitting there on social media all day. Right? So beware of those things that distract you in life and take up so much of your time. You have time. You just need to prioritize the time. You have time. Okay. Everybody has the same amount of time. So if somebody else is being productive and you're not, that means you're not prioritizing. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, so I had a lady speak on my stage. Her name is C.W. Holly. She spoke, I think, on my last event, 2 events ago. And she's a time strategist. So she doesn't talk about managing your time. She talks about strategizing your time. So I'll give you an example. So we all have peak performance times. Peak performance. For me, it's early in the morning. Like I can get more done between 6:30 in the morning until like 9:30 than some people get done the whole day. Those 3 hours are my peak performance, which means I can get so much done. Nobody's bothering me. Everybody's sleeping, right? And because I know this, I use that time wisely. That's the time I plan to do a lot of things, right? And then also in the evening, I have a time in the evening that I'm the same way, about 6:30 to 9:30. So you have to find out what your peak performance hours are, your high energy hours, and then you want to just cram a lot of information, a lot of the most important tasks in that time, right? So one thing I do is I do time blocking, right? So from a certain time, so maybe from 6:30 to 9, I'm focused on my work. I'm not checking Facebook. I'm not checking anything. My phone is off. I'm just focused. I'm time blocking. I remember when my kids were small, they're all teenagers now, but when they were small and they would always want to be around me. They want to be holding my leg. They just want to be all over me, right? Now they don't want to be around me anymore. I literally have to bribe them to hang out with daddy. Like they like it's so bad. It's so bad. Like I went to this is off the topic, but I went to pick up my son, my first son in college last week. And so I get there the day before because I don't like driving too much. So it's like 4 hours away. So I drive 4 hours, I sleep overnight, and then we come home the next day. So I'm driving there and I realize I'm going to get there early. And I'm like, this is great. So now I can actually see him today, hang out, have dinner, right? So I call him up. Right? And this is what I'm planning. I call him up, said, guess what? I'm in town already. Yeah, so we can go out or something. And he goes, Dad, I'm gonna be meeting with my friends today. Like we're all hanging out tonight. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, I guess I'll just see you in the morning. He said, yeah, I'll see you in the morning. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? He doesn't want to hang out with me. So anyway, that's beside the point. That's beside the point. Now I forgot what I was even trying to say. But anyway, yeah. So yes, when they were kids and they wanted to be around me, I used to put a sign on the door, and I'll tell them that Daddy will come out and play at 8:30, or like I'll tell them when I'm coming out. So they're not going to bother me for like 2 hours, and I get to do what I want to do, right? And so that's part of what I'm talking about. So I'm really productive before 8:30 because at 8:30 they're knocking on the door. Daddy, we're ready. So now you may have kids, you may have grandkids. It's and you can apply this to anything in your life, right? Block out some time that's productive and let everybody know that that's the time you're focused on. Some people tell me, well, Eric, my family and my spouse, they don't really believe in my business, so they don't give me enough time to do it. I said, that's because you're not taking your business seriously enough. If you take it seriously enough, they'll believe in what you're doing, right? Don't if they want you to hang out with them, not during your time when you're building your business. You gotta put your foot down. No, I can't do it. I remember when I was working a job, and people would call me, and I would say, "Oh, I'm at work." And they're like, "Okay, Eric, no problem. I'll call you later, or when you get off work." But then when I became a full-time entrepreneur, people think I'm available all the time. Like, Eric, you don't have a job, right? So why can't you talk now? Because my business is more important than my job was. So sometimes people don't understand, right? I can't talk to you before this certain amount of time because before a certain time because I'm busy. I'm busy doing productive work. And when I say busy, just like Annie said, make it income producing busy. Cleaning your desk is not busy. It's not work. It's not income producing. Changing your logo is not income producing. Don't do that during peak times. Don't change your website during peak times. Don't add to your coaching program, like tweak your coaching program when you should be talking to people, right? 85% of your time should be communicating with people because money comes from people. So if you have a business and you haven't talked to anybody in 5 days, you don't have a business. You have a concept. You don't actually have a business. because your business can't move forward, right? So spend your days either in front of someone talking to them, sending them a message in a DM, right? So creating a video that you can share so that they can watch, right? Something productive. All right. And then the last thing I want to talk about, Queen Leah may disagree, but you need to take some breaks. Okay, you need to recharge. Okay, take a vacation. Like do something that gets your mind way off of business, right? I like to walk on the beach. I do that a lot. I just takes my mind away from business. I go on vacations a lot. With my families. Takes my mind off of business. And when I'm there, I don't do any business. And there's a reason for that because even though burnout, some people talk about burnout. It's not really. I'm not even just talking about burnout, but you need to refresh, or else you just get tired of doing the same thing over and over, right? Like what I do it over and over, even though I love it, but I do it over and over and over and over and over and over because that's what successful people do. They do the same thing to help people over and over. Right. So that's what I want to share with you all today. That's what I want to share with you all today. Appreciate all the new folks that joined us. Good to see all of you. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to share with you what we do for a living. Ronald, I see you. Welcome. Welcome to the call. We're going to share with you what we do and how we help people every day. I saw somebody here. Let me see. Cynthia, good to see you. Yeah. We're going to share with you what we do, how we help people, how we can possibly help you, and then we will answer your questions. So I want you to put your questions in the chat. Okay. So what you do is you put the word question and then put your question there. No question is it's a dumb question. Okay. If you're thinking of a question, somebody else is thinking of the same thing, right? I want to challenge you today. Come up with a question, put it in the chat. Let us talk about it. All right. All right. So for those of you that don't know me, or maybe this is your first time meeting me, again, my name is Eric F. King, and I am the founder of StudioSpeaking.com. StudioSpeaking.com. So what do we do? Well, we are the number one stage, the number one platform in America that helps speakers, coaches, and authors share their message and make money doing it, right? Monetize their message as well. Right. When you speak on our stage, you're going to be in front of a live audience. When you speak on our stage, you're going to be able to get the video reels of you speaking in a studio, which is very unique. You will get the pictures that come out of it. You will be able to be a part of a community of other speakers, coaches, and authors. Right. And a lot more. I can't say it all today, but what I challenge you to do is go to studiospeaking.com, watch the 4-minute video, and it will give you all the information you need to know. And if it's something that you like to do, if this is your year, I say, I finally want to take my business to another level and speak on this stage. And by the way, this stage helps you get a lot more speaking engagements. Several people, a lady just contacted me last week. She got Felicia. She got a TED Talk. She did a TED Talk after speaking on my stage. She got a TED Talk opportunity in Nigeria, by the way, of all places, right far away. And yeah, so she that was one of the benefits of speaking on my stage, right? So you get to be seen by others. She got several podcast appearances now because of that, right? So again, I put you out there. I put you out there. Okay. StudioSpeaking.com. And if it's something you're interested in, just click on the link and book a call, and I will meet you personally. People say, well, are you gonna send your assistant to talk to me? No, I'm gonna talk to you myself. I'm gonna talk to you myself, right? All right. So that's what we do. And by the way, if let's say you're not ready to speak yet, but you'd like to come to our events, the best way to do it is to grab my free ebook. Okay, grab my free ebook. You'll get my ebook of 100 ways to market your business, and then by doing that, you'll be in my email list, and then you'll get the emails when my next event is coming up, which is coming up soon. Okay, so you can get my free ebook. Call if you can put it in the chat. It's Success with Eric, ERIC, successwitheric.com/100. The number 100, successwitheric.com/100, and you will get my ebook of 100 ways to build your business and market your business. All right. So now I'm going to go around the room so everybody else can share exactly what they do and how they help people. We are going to start with Leah Garcia. And then, Leah, if you could just hand it off to Annie.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Eric F. King. My name is Leah Garcia, and I am the Dynasty Builder. And I believe that there's a one in every single family. And what I mean by that is every generation goes along as status quo until the one shows up. And that's the one that changes your family's last name forever. I believe that every single one of you to a person can do that. Maybe it means you amass a fortune. Maybe it means you're the first one in your family to send your kids to college. Maybe it means you're the first one in your family to buy a home. I don't know what that means for you, but you are the one. And also, I just dropped Magic Maverick and the Treasure Map. It is a video, it's a cartoon, it's an ebook. You can get it, download it for free. It's a parable about wealth. That's what it is. It's something I created with my precious grandson and had a lot of fun doing that. And with that, hand it over to our absolute godfather. He's going to tell us what he does. What do you have to say, Godfather?
Your book sounds amazing. So again, how do we get it? We have to click a link, right? Where's the link to your book, your new book?
It is download for free on my website. I will put the link in the comments. You can download it for free. It's totally free. You don't have to buy anything at all. I want to share it with the world.
Awesome. Look, I have joy every day doing what I do best, which is help people to write their book, publish their book, and then sell their book. I'm lucky to work with amazing authors who have created unique solutions, and that's what books are really. So it's what we put the secrets of the world. So if you've written a book that's not published, let's talk. If you don't know where to even start writing your book, then again, let's talk. If you got a book on Amazon, there's 4 million books every year on Amazon, and very few of them actually sell. If you're struggling to sell, again, let's have a conversation. I've just rolled out a new part of our service that helps to crowdfund to write your book, publish your book, and sell and market your book. If you're wondering what does that mean, then let's have a conversation. I'll put my profile link in the comments, and I'd love to meet anyone and just so I can learn more about what you do and who you are. So that's me, Eric. That's me.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So we're going to get to the questions. We are halfway into our call and we're going to get into our questions. So it's not too late. Put your questions in the chat. Again, start with question and then put your question in the chat. All right. Let's see. I want to challenge you. Let's see who's the next person that puts a question. I'm going to give them a round of applause. I'm going to shout them out. I'm like, for real, like big time. I'm going to promote you like you've never been promoted before. Because that's what I do. That's what I do for a living. Okay. I'm good at promoting people. Okay. Do you want me to promote you? Put a question in there. All right. So let's go. The first question comes from our good friend Coral from across the pond. And she says, how do you make space? 1 second. Let me put it up here. I thought I had it up. Okay. How do you make space for thinking, learning, or reflection when work never stops? That's a good question. Let me see if I can do that. How do you make space for thinking, learning, or reflection when working never stops? That's true. All right. So we are going to go to Queen Leah to kick it off and go around the room.
Absolutely brilliant question. And I used to really struggle with this because work really does never stop. If you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur, business owner, you could work 24/7. And by the way, I do actually sleep, right? But you just sleep quicker. Okay. You don't spend 10 hours sleeping. But anyway, so one of the things I learned is to schedule it in. I use a Google Calendar. Somebody put it in the comments. I think it was Natalia that she schedules with her Google Calendar. When you do that, you can set alarms. And I actually set a certain color. It's pink personal priority, right? So I make that pink. And when that alarm goes off, no matter what's happening, I've trained myself. I'm just like Pavlov's law, right? The alarm goes off, put down your pen, step away like you're taking a test, you're putting it down, and you do the things that you say you're going to do. Take a walk, sit in meditation, drink some water, get some hot tea. I mean, do something that is refreshing and revitalizing for you. And that's really all. I mean, it comes from us following our schedule and really programming ourselves to listen to ourselves, right? We have to be our biggest boss. We're our biggest cheerleader. We have to follow directions. But I want to know what the Godfather has to say. What are the golden nuggets you have for us on this amazing question from Coral?
Yeah, I mean, time just goes so quick, doesn't it? No. As Eric said, we've got 24 hours a day, every day, right? And I'll say this, Coral, unless we learn to have some reflection time, thinking time, quiet time, we're running on, we're running on chemicals in our body that's not good for us. Like cortisol, stress, call it what you like, right? I'm saying we need to have that time where we're just at peace with ourselves. I tend to have my morning routine. So that's my morning routine starts with like me time. Call it that, right? Me time means making time to think, to reflect, to journal, to meditate, as Eric mentioned. And so that quietens the mind. It helps you find solutions to things that bother you. Nothing stops you doing, say meditation, or just giving yourself 10 minutes during the day. You can't schedule thinking time into every hour if you actually wanted to. And it's certainly nothing stops you scheduling some downtime before you go to sleep at the end of the day. So it's for you to build those moments into your day. If you think you can just run and just keep running and running and running and running, you're not learning anything. You're just literally burning yourself out. That's what I'll say.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And for me, I always start with mindset. Don't trick yourself into believing that you don't have time for these things. You do, right? So find the best time. For me, it's when I take a walk, right? That's when I reflect, right? Everybody has some time. So don't, if the more you give yourself an excuse, the less you'll ever accomplish. You'll ever accomplish. Wow. I think somebody should write that down because I don't remember what I said, but I know it was good. I don't remember what I said, but I know that was fire. Somebody put some fire emojis in the chat. Someone put some fire emojis in the chat. I just gave you a great nugget right there. Fire emojis. All right. Let's keep going. Natasha has a great question here that we are going to share. It is, many busy professionals say they don't have time. But in your experience, is it really a time issue or a boundaries and priority issue that they haven't owned yet? Great question. And I have my answer, but I'm going to go out to my panel first. Great question. So we're going to go to Queen Leah and then Annie, and then I will share as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, brilliant question. And one thing that I've removed from my language is I'm busy. I'm too busy. You'll never hear me say that. I say I have a full calendar. I run a full schedule, right? You make time for the things that are important to you. If it's scrolling on social media, guess what? You're going to find oodles of time for that. If I told you that you had to block out an hour a day and you'd make $1 million in this next year, but you had to block out an hour a day sitting and thinking and reflecting, you would do that. But see, we don't tie it to anything of value. We think that we're sitting there doing nothing, wasting time. Thinking time is your biggest currency. That is critical thinking. Thinking about those problems that you think you have, right? So absolutely, I think it's a boundary issue. I think it's a discipline issue. It is a scheduling issue. Remember, we're going to default to what we have created in our routine. So when we have it built into our routine and things go awry, we're going to default back to our schedule. But if we don't have a schedule, guess what? We're going to be off into the wilderness. I call it being lost in the sauce like a meatball. And I know I'm being a little long-winded, but I want you to really, this is so important. This is where most entrepreneurs get it wrong, is that they think they need to do everything, and they don't realize that when they're doing everything, saying yes to everything, they're saying no to themselves and no to their business and no to their future. But I want to know what Mr. Any Godfather of LinkedIn has to say, because I know he's going to drop some wisdom on us.
And like you always do, Queen, you always do. I agree with you. It is all those things combined. And look, at the end of the day, it comes. When we don't have time, essentially, it means we have no structure to our day. It's for us to design the day we want, a day that helps us achieve our tasks. When I said earlier, you need to create a system. When you wake up, what do you do? What's your first hour doing? I'm saying, we can structure our day literally hour by hour. Some structure their day by 15 minutes, right? And all that simply means is prioritize what you need to do. And there's only so many things a human can do in a day. You can't do 25 things. I used to try. I know it didn't work. I think, if you're lucky, if you get through 3 or 4 big things in a day, that's it. And there's no working, there's no sitting there as if, your head was in the wall. No, no, no. You turn up, you know what you have to do. Focus. I can't say that now. Focus, right? Look, scrolling through your phone is not focus. Sending the emails is not focus. I'm saying focus on the task at hand. And you just work on that task for focused time. When you find that if you just do that every day, the task will get done. Again, it's a mindset thing. I choose to spend time with my son these days, right? As Eric was saying, we can choose how you spend your time. Work is not stopping you spending time with with your family. You choose not to spend time with your family. That's the truth. Sorry about that. I'm saying sort yourself out. Realize that there's no point doing all this work if your family is going to feel neglected and if your kids are going to grow up and not even know who you are. What's the point? So prioritize having it all, as Queen Leah said right at the beginning, right? You can have it all, but you need to be super clear on what you want to do, super structured on how you do it, and super clear and super focused on getting the work done during work time. If you have to have a nap, have a nap. Goodness me, right? We have time for everything. So Eric's going to share some gems. See, eventually, I've caught myself. He always shares gems, as you well know, my friend. So there you go. Let's hear
All
how
right.
he solves the conundrum.
Thank you. And you share gems as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Don't get lost on the sauce, folks, like a meatball. Oh my goodness. If I put all Leah's sayings, like if I would put it all together, I could have a book, like for real. Leah isms. Off with the head. Don't get lost in the sauce. Awesome. We appreciate you. All right. So let me see. Where's the question again? Okay, there we go. Okay. So here's what I would say. Don't let other people's priorities become yours, because I think that's the number one thing that takes people. I mean, all the things you want to do, you end up focusing on other people's priorities, and you won't accomplish them. Right? Someone was sending me a message um, about doing some project on YouTube, right? And I said, I'll let you know when I'm done. When I'm right now, I'm focused on my events. I'll let you know. And then he sends me the message like daily, right? And he said, okay, are you online? Let's jump online right now. No, I have things to do. I'm not jumping online right now because you want me to. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. I had to learn over time that I have priorities, because if I just jump and do what everybody wants me to do, I won't get anything accomplished in my life. Right. So don't let other people's priorities become yours. If someone wants you to come to an event or something like that, and that you have something very important to do that day, politely tell them that, I have something planned. It's okay. If you say yes to everything, you'll never get anything done. Right? You have to be willing to say no. You have to be willing to say no. Focus on your priorities. You know, someone contacted me once. He said you help speakers on stages, right? I said, yeah. He said, I have a great idea. I said, what's your idea? He said, let's go to colleges and do like a speaker training for college students. I said, well, that could be a great idea, but who would pay for it? The parents of the kids. Okay, so are we selling the kids or are we selling the parents? It's like both of them. I'm like, look, why don't you go ahead and do that? I'm not gonna say it won't work. Go ahead, but I already have a stage, and I'm working with adults right now, and that's my focus, right? So even like you may have things that come up that sounds great, but don't just chase shiny objects all day, or you'll never accomplish anything. Anything you want to accomplish will take time to do so, and you have to do it over and over and over for months and years to be super successful. If you quit after 3 months and started something new, you'll end up never achieving anything, and you never achieve anything because you never did it long enough, right? You never did it long enough. So I don't know if that's what you want to hear, Natasha, but hey, you know me, I'm going to tell you like I, like I know it. I'm going to keep it real. So thank you for that question. All right, we have another question by Coral, which is a very interesting question. She thinks really hard before she asks these questions. These are great questions. If your business doubled tomorrow, how would you prevent your time commitment from doubling with it? That's a great question. Because think about it. If you don't have time now and then your business doubled, then what are you going to do? Right? So I'm glad I'm not the first one answering this question because I need to think a little bit. So Queen Leah, she's brilliant. So she'll go first, and then and then you'll come to me later.
Fabulous question. And I call it setting the table. Okay, setting the table. You have to set the table for what you intend to build. That means if you're just flying by the seat of your pants and your business doubled and you're not prepared for it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to fly right by you. But what do we do when we set the table? Do we think dinner's coming? Do we hope dinner's coming? Are we wishing and praying that hope dinner is coming? No, we know dinner's on the way. We set the table. So when you set the table for your finances, for your business, you're prepared in advance. What systems do you need to implement? Who do you need to hire? Who are you going to leverage? Maybe you don't use those things right now, but know who those resources are and what things that are going to happen and need to put in place for when that windfall comes. Because here's the real deal. We're not employees where we go step by step. We're entrepreneurs. We're business owners. One conversation, one connection, your business not doubles, but it 10x's. Oh, there you go. My pod didn't know it, but you know what I'm talking about, right? And if you know Dr. Benjamin Hardy, he says 10x is easier than 2x. So, Godfather, what do you have to share on this amazing question?
It's easy to try and do it all by yourself. That's foolhardy, right? I think all the things we talked about today obviously apply, like you're saying, Quillia. Set the scene, lay the table, because essentially we're building for growth today. That's why when we say work smart, we mean become more efficient. When we say let's say learn to focus, learn to be disciplined when you work, learn to be you know, like, you can never waste your time, or you can use your time. Take your pick, right? I'm saying start doing those things now. Look, there's no way around this. There will come a time when you must build a team. Full stop. There's no way. That's the way you're gonna grow. And, if you're gonna grow, then you have to work towards delegating some of the work to other people. Like what Leah mentioned, you might want to have freelancers. There are different ways you can have staff, right? That employ people. I'm saying it's for you to explore that now in preparation for growth. And then you might have to get more freelancers, get more real employees. You might even have to get office space. Imagine that. But there's so many things that we can do, but you can't do it by yourself. And when the time comes, it's for you to know when that time is, like when your business has doubled. Congratulations if it happens, right? Well done, you. Eric, please blow us away, my friend. You know,
Awesome.
you build businesses that have doubled, and you do that every day. So tell us, how's it done, my friend?
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. Now, you want your business to double, you want it to triple, you want it to quadruple, but can you handle it? I think you gave the best advice possible. Find people to help. Right? You want to build a team. Sometimes people contact me and say, "Well, Eric, can you tell me how to edit videos? Because I love the way you edit your videos." Well, I don't edit my videos. Right? I don't know how to do that. Right? Like Eric, I love the I love the cover of your book. It's just like it just really grabs attention. Can you tell me how to do it? Well, actually, I got somebody on Fiverr to do that for me. Right? Right. So you want to be able to build a team of people that can help you accomplish your goal, because again, you have 24 hours in a day. Right? So if you're busy now, you're going to be busier when you have uh, um, when your business doubles. And don't be afraid to spend money, because I think one thing that keep people broke is that oh, I don't want to spend any money though. Like, well, then no one's going to join your team if you don't spend money. Because they need to pay their rent. So I'm not saying go out and hire full-time employees. No, but you can hire, people maybe from Fiverr that will do something, for $20, $30, $40, right? People nowadays, it's easier than ever before. I'm sure Queen Leah and Annie will agree with me that 20 years ago, you gotta do it all yourself. There's no Fiverr. There's nobody online that's gonna do it for you. You had to figure it out. You had to go find someone that knows about it. There was no chat GPT. Yeah, literally, you'd have to call around. Who do you know that can teach me how to do this? You know what I mean? So nowadays, it's so much easier to get information, but there's so much information people don't actually, I guess, find the right information or pay for the right information. So they're just following the blind leading the blind. So find an expert in whatever you're doing and learn from that expert. Okay. All right. So I think we have time for one more question, and we're gonna go with. Let's see. We're gonna go with. Was that a question she had? No. Okay. So there's a question here. Will this be on YouTube? Yes. Yes. It's actually on YouTube right now. It's live on YouTube. Yes. So all our calls on LinkedIn or Facebook or it's always on YouTube. Just go to my page, Eric F. King, and it is recorded on YouTube. And by the way, I'll share this, folks. Okay. We do this for you for free, but all we ask is that you share the good news. So take this link of this video, share it on LinkedIn, right? Just repost to your audience. Say, I heard this incredible call this morning. It really helped me out. It really blessed me, right? Life-changing information, and I want you all to hear about it as well. And by the way, they meet every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram. All right. Okay. So last question: how can someone start improving balance without making drastic life or career changes? Is it possible? So is it possible to start improving your balance without making a drastic life or career change? Great question. We're going to go to Queen Leah and go around the room.
Yeah, this is not a exciting answer. It's very, very boring. It is really having a very succinct, exact bedtime routine. Download your day. Look at the things you did right. Give yourself credit for it. And really understanding that putting yourself to sleep, this is why I don't sleep a lot, because I sleep very deeply for 4 or 5 hours. Right. But I mean, maybe that doesn't work for you. But if we've got all these things going around in our day, then we never have time to process it. We feel like we're always behind. And I'm going to give you a secret that my mentor taught me to slow down your day. If you feel like your day is going so fast and you feel like you're always running around to catch up, do something different that you've never done every day. If you've never gone to the beach in the middle of the day, there's certain coffee shop you want to go to, do something different that you've never done, and you will find that time will start to slow down for you. I promise you, it sounds counterintuitive, but taking out that 20 minutes to do something new, different, you're going to find that you have more time to do things. But I want to know what Godfather has to say. Drop some gold on this, Godfather.
And my concern is, without making drastic life or career changes. Look, again, I totally agree. Look, this sounds like hard work, but in truth, work-life balance, it just it's about finding more time for yourself in the 24 hours. That's what and it doesn't, it normally means doing less whilst achieving more. So we're not about efficient, be more efficient, be more focused. And Eric talks about working at your optimal energy levels. You get more done quicker. That's the point. That's where you start finding balance. The other part is just making time for yourself. You have to convince yourself that you're worth it. That your well-being is more important than anything else. Yes, you deserve 20 minutes of your day. You deserve half an hour of your day to yourself. I have no problem at all going for a nap. If I'm tired in my day, I'm going for a nap. I don't frankly care what else is going on in my day. Of course, I know I do events and all that, but so I have to work around that. But essentially, as soon as I take time for me when I need time for me. That doesn't mean doing any more. It doesn't mean changing, and ultimately it helps you work more efficiently, more effectively. So I don't think you need to make drastic life changes. I think you just need to make more choice to prioritize yourself. Maybe that's what it is. Again, so Eric's been doing this for years. Eric does a hell of a lot of things in the day, right? And in months, years. So Eric, tell us what have we missed?
No, I mean, I think that you all gave incredible points that everybody can use. And I'm here as a student as well, right? I'm learning from you all, right? You don't have to make drastic changes, right? Success begets success. You do one thing that gets you some success, and then you use that success to get to the next thing. So you don't have to make drastic changes, right? Maybe you say today I'm going to block off an hour, and this hour I'm going to focus on this. Then after you do that, it's like, you know what? Maybe I can do an hour and a half, right? Maybe I can do 2 hours, right? So okay, we have 2 minutes. There are certain videos that YouTube shares with me because YouTube knows I like to watch them. One of them is boxing because I love boxing. Right, so they're always telling me boxing, right? They're always telling me football. Well, we call it soccer in America. They're always telling me football, right? So these videos are popping up all day. But you know what I do? I screenshot them and keep moving. I never watch it during the day. I just screenshot it, and there's probably a better way to do it, but I'm old school. That's all I know. That's how I know what to do. What to do. So I just screenshot it. I keep going, right? And then at the end of the day, I'm relaxing. Then I find those videos and watch them. Right. So that's something you can do today, right? Learn to postpone the things that distract your business to the time when you actually have time to watch it. Okay. That right there, you're right. Boom. That's right, Leah. Yes. That really helped me out, because you know what's going to end up happening if you don't do that? You know what would happen with me? I'll be watching boxing and basketball all day. And these boxers are making millions. So are the basketball players. Now I won't be making anything. Right? So beware. All of you guys that love to watch all these soap operas all day long, they're making millions. How much you making? So I'm going to end with that. Some of you may like me, some of you may not like me for that, but hey, I keep it real. So we're going to end here. We got 1 minute till the end of the hour. I know some people have to go to work. Some people have to go to school. Some people have to start their business, right? Some people have to take the kids to school. Whatever you have to do, this is time for you to do it. We never go over time because we appreciate you and we value your time. All right. So again, share this with as many people as you can on all social media platforms. Connect with Leah on LinkedIn. All right. Make it a great day. Make it a great week. Make it a great month. Make it a great rest of the year. And we will see you next time. It has been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to be here with you this morning. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.